Welcome to Category 5 Technology TV, episode number 357 for Tuesday, the 22nd of July, 2014. Hello, I'm Robbie Ferguson.
I am Sasha Dermatis.
Sasha, tonight I see you brought your laptop. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to see how she's been faring using Linux as her exclusive operating system.
And then
also we are going to hook you up with a WordPress-powered blog.
And then I'm going to start blogging.
Sweet. SashaDermatis.com. Write it down.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, exactly. How do you spell Dermatis? What? Just how it sounds.
Yeah, just how it sounds, folks. Just how it sounds. Don't worry. Link to it.
I'll teach you a trick, too. Here's what's coming up in the newsroom. Microsoft is working on a headband to help blind people see. LG has announced a new way to keep track of your kids. Scotland could host the UK's first dedicated base for space planes, according to new government plans. Space planes are not spaceships. Scientists have patented a new way to make ultra-high resolution displays. These stories are coming up later in the show.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. Starring Sasha Dermatis, Hillary Rumble, Krista Wells, Eric Kidd, and your host, Robbie Ferguson.
Introducing Beltone First, a revolutionary new hearing aid. So small you can hardly see it. So comfortable you can hardly feel it. For the first time ever, you can control hearing aids directly from your iPhone. Pick up the phone, listen to music, and use your hearing aids like wireless headphones. Hear everything that matters. Try Beltone First. For a free trial, call 1-800-BELTONE now.
We're getting ready to move into Studio D, and we want to make Category 5 look as good as can be. For a short time only, get your hands on a limited edition Category 5 Technology TV t-shirt or hoodie from Teespring. Hurry and place your order while supporting the show you love. You've only got until July 28th, and these are limited edition shirts. Once they're gone, they're gone. For this and other ways to support the Studio D project, visit cat5.tv/studio.
One way, that's the way you're going to turn. All right, everybody wants to watch Hillary go?
Oh, everybody watch out.
Yeah.
Go, Hillary.
We got multiple cameras. Why is everybody got a camera, Hillary? What do they think's going to happen?
I don't know.
Alright, Hillary, you ready for the big one? Stavros, I just need one impact to my... We're gonna just step this up a little bit. You're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna put a rubber ball. Look where you're gonna turn and twist your body. And go all the way over. Yep. Into the metal pole.
Oh my God.
Can you slide it back for me?
Jacob, watch yourself.
You can go. No, that's your new counselor, Brittany. Go on, do the WAP. Do the WAP, Hillary.
See that natural balance, because each of those times,
Yeah.
Stay on, keep going.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. I couldn't do it.
I cannot do that.
They call that move the pendulum,
Wow.
aka the Hillary.
I'm good at falling. Gravity is working against me at all times.
I am officially a nerd, as you know from the music videos that have been circulating around the internet.
Now I am so tempted, though, to give you all of my videos of me falling off of the various things I've
Perfect.
tried to ride.
Layer it. People
You know,
will.
snowboards,
watch it.
bikes. People will watch and laugh. Maybe I'll blog about
As
it.
long as you didn't get hurt. That's the key point.
See, there we go.
Oh, did I mention this is Category 5 Technology TV? Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Robbie over here.
Sasha over here. Category 5 .tv is a member of the Tech Podcast. The Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. cat5.tv/TPN and the International Association of Internet Broadcasters. cat5.tv/IAIB.
If Todd Cochran calls, I'm going to tell him that you got through that absolutely flawlessly. Tech-
Almost.
Tech Podcast Network.
Tech.
If it's tech, it's here.
If it's tech, it's here.
Right. Got it. Locked in, ready to go. Hey, folks, don't forget to check out our mobile website, m.cat5.tv.
Where is it? Right there. Okay.
Go there, check it out.
And then, check us out.
There you have it. Okay, I want to say thanks to everybody who's supported the show over the past couple of weeks. Of course, ever since we mentioned and ever since we found out that we had Studio D actually happening, very, very exciting time for the show. It happened so suddenly because I had been, basically contacting different companies and people
Right.
that I knew had perhaps office space or rental units, things like that, to see what could come up. And all of a sudden, got a call, and this office space was open for us, and
Amazing.
it has some
office
work
space.
that has to be done.
Yes.
So the deal is, and keep in mind, okay, Category 5 is we operate like a nonprofit, so we are supported by viewer contributions, your donations, basically. When you purchase things on our online shop.category5.tv, or if we sell a small amount of advertising. You do see some advertising on the show, not a lot though, certainly compared to some other shows, there's really not a lot of advertising here. So that's how we pay the bills. Here, this guy shows up and says, okay, I know it needs work. There's some water damage. There's probably some mold behind the walls. And you can have the space. You just got to fix it up because you can't move in as is. It's
Right.
It's got water damage and it has to be fixed up.
So some fixing up has been happening.
So it has, but imagine me in that moment, because I'm thinking, okay, if we do find a studio space, we're going to have to basically, I don't know, figure out a way to be able to afford rent and all that kind of stuff. So here this guy shows up and says, if you fix it up, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, excuse me? So, like, rent-free. We've just got to pay insurance. We've just got to get internet service and things like that. But the unit itself is no charge to us. So, I mean, that's just a testament to, how awesome the support of toward Category 5 TV has been. And your contributions go toward things like being able to upgrade the camera. We really want to get a new camera. And that's also partially because of the new space. In the new space, it's 4 times the size, I would say.
In the new space, there's more space.
There's a lot more space.
It's huge compared.
Yeah, because we're kind of in a very confined space.
Remember
here.
the green
I can
screen?
almost touch the camera, and I can touch the back wall.
Yeah. There was nothing clearer than when we did the green screen episode with how tight the space is here.
So part of moving into a bigger space means, and you think about, well, why do we need a new camera? This camera works, but it's very tight and confining. We have, there's basically 2 people on the screen, and that's all that we have room for on the camera.
Right.
So a 4K camera, however, has 4 times the resolution of 1080p.
Oh.
And the misconception when it comes to webcasting is, they only broadcast in 720p. So why would you possibly need 4K? Well, it's not about being able to broadcast in 4K. It's about having a 4K source so that we can then move around on the camera source like that. Or we can jump over, and it's almost as if we have multiple cameras, but in fact we only have one camera. We've just got the ability to move around on that canvas.
Oh.
Right? It's really, really cool.
And that's a 4K.
with a 4K camera, we'd be able to widen up the shot, which is really, really important for our new space.
Widening up the shot, not widening us up in any way.
But just having a much wider angle.
I have a GoPro,
to the
and
shot.
it has a
It
wide
has the
shot.
fisheye.
It's bad.
So if you stand too close, it gives you like the
yeah,
teddy
actually,
bear
as I said,
gut.
as I said earlier, I have video of me, learning to do things
Okay.
like snowboard and mountain bike and
Cool.
snorkel. But it's in the wide mode, so I think it's the fisheye.
Yeah, it does have that effect.
Yeah.
Now, Blackmagic is a company that has some really, really great hardware. We use Blackmagic capture cards here at the studio in our broadcast system. But they've brought out a brand new camera. It's called the Blackmagic Studio Camera, and I just want to show you, just to give you an idea, what we are hoping to be able to do. Now, this is the Blackmagic Studio camera. They come in both 1080p and 4K, but as I mentioned, 4K is going to open things wide open for us. Your support when you buy a shirt, for example. Now, we're not going to have a fancy
Whoa.
stand like that. That's
Look
crazy.
how serious that man is. He is
That
enjoying
guy-
that camera.
That guy is Intensity is his nickname.
Wow.
And he operates that camera like a boss.
He is in charge of that camera. Wow. He doesn't even
Right.
look real.
Action,
Sorry.
he says. Action.
And everybody
Okay,
listens.
so
Okay, sorry.
we're not going to look quite like that, but the camera, all right, cool. So the camera body basically has a big 10-inch screen on it, and it's got the mount for a lens. So we just need a small little lens because we've just got a small little studio. We don't need to go all out with all this crazy stuff. That's ridiculous. But we do need a good camera body, something that's going to give us good, maybe something more along that setup with our tripod and the a smaller lens. It looks kind of goofy, but it works. And it's going to get really, really good picture. But here's where the new Blackmagic Studio cameras are really impressive. For one thing, I want you to notice that there is HD SDI output as well as optical output. Now, HD SDI is, unlike HDMI, it's a cable that we can run to our server and we can move the camera far back. And we've got the room for it now. So we can put the camera way on the other side of the room, and we can have a 25 or a 50 or a 60 or a 100-foot length of cable and still be able to broadcast from that camera.
Okay.
HDMI, we've got 6 feet.
Oh. So not much with it.
Yeah. And
I-
HDMI, you run the risk of pulling it out of the back of the computer if you're
Right.
moving around. It's a little bit dangerous.
I really wish you could show like a picture of what our camera that we're using now looks like
Well, we
versus
can-
the camera
I
we
can,
want.
I can only do this. Here's one. This is
Yeah.
exactly what we're broadcasting from right now, and that's only temporary because our other camera stopped working. So we
So
do need,
from
we
that
have to upgrade. Yeah.
little guy to that
Yes.
big
Kinda.
like Terminator.
It's misleading because it does
awesome.
have a 10-inch screen on it. It's like having a tablet with a camera on the front. So
I love it.
I don't care about the screen. It's really about the quality of the camera. But the HD SDI gives full uncompressed video output. So we can get that 4K feed into the computer and then work with that feed. Why does that matter to me? Because when we look at the price of something like this, it looks expensive. You scroll way, way down to the bottom, and it starts, here's the 4K model. They do have, like I say, the 1080p, but we're not going to go that route because that feels like we're stuck in the past. 4K is $3,000. So it sounds like a lot of money, and it is.
Right.
I'll let you know we did receive one contribution that was sizable, a $1,000 donation specifically to go toward the camera. So we're a third of the way there as
Which
far
is
as the camera
nice.
goes. That's amazing. So we just need you to buy some shirts and stuff. This is our ultimate goal. We may not get there, but here's why this matters. At $3,000 for the camera body, we also have to buy a lens for it. That's inevitable. The alternative would be like a GH4, which is also a 4K camera. It's a DSLR from Panasonic. With the GH4, however, you only have HDMI output. There is no HD SDI. There's definitely no
Right.
optical. So with the GH4, it's $1,000 less. It's $2,000. But here's the kicker: when you're ready to do broadcasting, you have to add the shoe, which has the video outputs. Okay, that shoe is another $3,000.
Holy Hannah.
So
Okay.
the device that turns the GH4 into a proper broadcast camera is the same price as just buying the Blackmagic camera.
So I might as well go that route.
Might as well go that route. Yeah,
It's actually the most cost effective.
makes a lot of
route.
sense in the big picture of things. Not to put a pun in there, but there you have it.
So we will be getting that camera
thank you,
with your
Sasha.
help.
Thank you everyone,
Yes,
for
we
your
will
support.
get it.
If
And
you'd
I
like-
will do a happy dance when we do.
And you'll be able to see it in glorious 4K.
Yeah, from 30
How do you
feet
like that?
away.
Interestingly enough, even though we'll still continue to broadcast in 720p, you'll notice if you watch Roku, if you watch us on Roku, you go into the special features. If you've been watching some of the behind the scenes of Studio D, you will notice that it's all in 1080p. Well, how is that? Because the show is only 720p. It's because that footage comes directly off the camera. So you imagine if we had one of these, there will be times when we shoot things, for example, a music video. Sure, we'll broadcast it when we do the live show in 720p, but there will be a master file that's 4K. Wow. And it will go online.
Will
and you'll
it
have
show
access
my
to that.
fine lines and wrinkles?
There are none of those.
Hey. We'll have to.
It will. We're going to have to hire makeup
It's like,
people.
yeah, we'll have to get makeup and hair and makeup in.
Yep.
Because it'll be that good.
Going to have to go back to plucking my eyebrows.
Yeah, my eyebrow. I just turned it into two.
So, how cool, right? Oh, I
Very
mentioned
cool.
about Studio D videos behind the scenes. If you don't have a Roku, well, first of all, if you do have a Roku, you'll catch them in the Backstage Pass section of special features. Very cool. You can follow along with us what's going on at Studio D. It's kind of like a rolling documentary. So everything that happens, you get a video of what happened. So you're getting little segments of this massive, long documentary, but you're getting them in small little chunks so that you can actually enjoy it. If you don't have a Roku, you can still watch it. You get over to cat5.tv/studio, and all the links are there. Just a real quick snippet for you, just so that you can see kind of what's going on this week as we do some mold remediation. I had Andy Christie from Safe Homes Canada come in, and he took a look.
Okay.
You had a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what tools did you use for your mold
Oh my
remediation,
goodness.
Robbie?
Do you know how sore my hands are?
This is the best story ever.
I didn't know. I've never done anything like this. So he told me what I needed to do as far as the final product goes. Gave me an X-Acto knife. Thank you for that, because that really helped. But I didn't have anything to pry the
So what did
drywall.
you use
I
to
used
pry?
my fingers. And I bent my fingernails back on my right
Sheer
hand.
strength and
Sheer
willpower.
strength.
And willpower.
Ninja moves. It's like,
Out, mold, out.
yes. And that is some good video footage for you.
Oh, I am sad I missed that in person.
Indeed. All right, so here's a real quick clip for you just to fill you in.
Robbie, I hate to tell you, buddy, but see how it's all bowed here? And it's like
Yeah.
the whole wall's wet. You're going to probably need to replace the bottom, say 2 feet, 2 vertical feet.
Can never be too safe when it comes to mold. Basically, I want to be able to do this without being dead. You can see here, like on this window here, it was really high, so I ended up taking all the drywall out. But I feel confident that I've eliminated the mold. Like it seems to have been around the 1 foot, right where that bathroom tile was. Right down around the edge, there's about 1 foot of tile. That's where the mold was. Wonder if it's related.
Studio D is coming. Very exciting. Make sure you check out those videos and how you can support the project, cat5.tv/studio. And thank you to everyone for your support.
Wow. All right, now here is what's coming. Oh, not coming
It's
up.
here.
Here are the top stories from the Category 5.tv newsroom. Microsoft has been working on a device like a headband that could help blind people see things around them. Not like, is it Geordie LaForge? Am I wrong?
No, oh, yeah. No, nothing like that.
Nothing.
Wouldn't that be cool? When you think of a headband like that. No. Like we're talking
That's
like
what
an
I want.
Alice band,
Yeah.
Right.
So not, yeah.
which is even cooler on a guy.
Awesome. Okay.
Hey, they're
So-
blind, right? So
they
wouldn't
don't know.
that it's,
That's so horrible.
it's a terrible thing to say.
Wow, Robbie.
It's not very fashionable, and I wonder if it has a little pink bow.
Microsoft
That's
is
the technology.
That is the technology. Microsoft has been working on a device that could help people see. The smart headband has been piloted by a group of 8 blind people. The device gives related information through an earpiece when the wearer looks at objects of interest.
Oh.
All right.
different.
So Microsoft is not sharing any further information about the project, which has been compared to Google Glass. All right, I'm sort of imagining what it'll be like. It has been developed as part of Cities Unlocked, a joint initiative between Microsoft, Guide Dogs, and the Future Cities Catapult, a government-based initiative looking at developing smart city technology. A spokesperson for Cities Unlocked said, "We are working together to explore new ideas, approaches, and technologies for people living with sight loss to engage in the community and the environment they live in." He continues to say, "We look forward to sharing more details of the project later this year." So I'm thinking it's like described video, right?
It might be something more.
But how would Google...
You're walking through the town center.
Right.
And a bad guy's there, and the audio comes through, "Exterminate." Exterminate.
Okay, so they say like Google Glass. So maybe it's a headband with a cool, funky thing over one eye, like a monocle.
But they don't have the sight, so it's all
But
audio.
But Google would love probably to know, like, in what the person is facing towards,
it has to have
right?
some kind of
It has
visual-
to be facing towards
Unless
something.
it's triangulation.
Yeah,
But I wonder
really
if it's like
want
if
it
it's
to have-
audio.
Yeah, like described video.
I think of, well, not even, because we think about speech.
Right.
Right. But what if it's just tones and things? I think about my Wi-Fi hotspot finder. So when I push the button, it goes beep, 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 and as I walk closer to a hotspot, it beep, 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 beep. Right. So you get this sense of kind of like a metal detector. You're finding your way without the ability to see the piece of metal.
Right.
But the tone tells you which direction to go and what to do. So could it be something more along those lines?
Could it be smarter than that? I hope it's smarter than that. I hope it's like you can look at a
Exterminate.
couch and you can say, "Google, what color is this couch?" And then Google
That
tells
would be
you
awesome.
like purple.
Like a tricorder.
This is like lavender. And it doesn't match your pillows. So
This headset is
like I
from
hope that it's awesome.
California Valley. This couch is like lavender.
I don't know why
like
that
totally
popped in.
lavender.
You know, like I just like that so that you can hold up a piece of
Fuchsia.
paper and then it reads to you, right? What's
That
on the
would-
paper.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I think that's what's going to happen.
Do you
And
think?
if not, Microsoft, heed my warning. If it doesn't happen, I will be pissed, mad, upset. Sorry.
All right.
LG has announced a wrist-worn device designed to let parents keep track of where their child is and listen to what they're up to. The Kaizen uses GPS and
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Kaizen?
Kaizen?
Like
Kaizen?
Kaizen Ogla?
Is it Kaizen?
Kaizen Ogla?
Kaizen? Kaizen? K-I-Z-O-N.
Oh, okay.
Kaizen.
So it's not Kaizen.
Is it Kaizen?
I was hoping that there would be some good Star Trek references.
I'm so sorry. Kaizen uses GPS and Wi-Fi signals to identify the wearer's location and sends the information to an Android app. LG is targeting the device at families with preschool and primary school-age children. However, others have raised concern about the idea. A parent should never solely rely on the device alone. This will only give a false sense of security, says Peter Bradley, Director of Services at the charity Kidscape.
Okay, I'm looking at this
And
picture, Sasha.
Uh-huh.
Has LG, do the people at LG not have children?
Because the band is so big. What?
It's being targeted at preschool kids, right?
Right.
What kid is going to leave a big old thing unless they like surgically implant it to the point where it's not going to stay on
It's
there
not going
for
to
a
stay
minute.
on.
Not
Plus,
even a minute.
I mean, LG, I don't love this.
No.
I'm so sorry, but I think that there are enough people who are bad out there
Yeah.
that and hackers,
One or two,
that could maybe hack into your child's bracelet and
track where they've been,
listen
where
to
they
the
live,
conversation
what they
around
do.
them, start just beating down the sense of security that the child has. If you have a secret password with your child, you know how there's safe
Sure,
words,
yeah.
stuff like that. I don't know, I don't love it.
Here's another thought. Does it condition a child to feel like, as they grow up with this kind of technology, would it condition them to think that it's okay to be surveilled?
Right. I don't know. I want people to watch their children with their eyeballs. Or
That makes sense.
to
Makes more sense.
Yeah, as opposed to...
But we're at that point. It drives me nuts. You sit down at the park and the kids are jumping around on the playground and mom is sitting there on the bench going like this.
Hey, now she can just log into an app and
But the
she can
kid
watch
says,
her
Mom,
kid.
look at me. And she's like, huh?
No, but now she can just look at on her phone and be like, I see you.
Oh, yeah. There you are.
I
yeah.
see you.
I've got your GPS
It's actually
tracks right
maybe
here.
quite smart. Oh, no.
Come on.
I see by GPS that you're jumping up and down. Okay. In better news.
It's the about how high above sea level are they? Okay, yep, you're going down the slide. Yep.
Speaking of how high, Scotland could host host UK's first dedicated base for space planes, according to new government plans. I just found out a space plane is not a spaceship and not an airplane. It's like a plane on the what? In the what?
I'm going to let you explain it.
Oh, see, I'm not technical. Okay, so there's airplanes that go through the air where there's turbulence, and then there's space where there's spaceships and satellites. No, satellites are
We have
below.
lots of spaceships up there, don't we, folks?
Stars and planets.
There's the TARDIS.
Mars, like up in space. And then there's like the layer, which is the what? Stratosphere? Is it the stratosphere?
Sure.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
stratosphere of the Earth.
and there's less friction and no gravity and faster travel, which is funny. Anyway, that's where these planes, the space planes, will be traveling. It will be faster and far more expensive, but faster.
Lots faster, for sure.
Anyway, ministers want to establish the UK spaceport by 2018, the first of its kind outside of the US. Which begs the question, where is the one in the US?
Would, like, the Kennedy Space Center be considered?
Is it for space planes? Do we already
Well, I
have
don't know.
space planes? And I'm just like
Well, Virgin
that out of the
Galactic has
loop?
kind of been experimenting, as far as I know. I don't know that
Like-
there are passenger planes yet.
Are there that many
Maybe there
people
are.
in Scotland that
But
want
wouldn't
to
it be nice to take a space plane from, say, Toronto Airport
But you can't.
to Scotland?
From what it sounds like, there's only one in the US, and there'll be
These
one
things have
somewhere
to grow.
else.
There was a
So
time when only
you
one
can
person on
only
the street
fly-
had electricity.
You can only fly from the US to Scotland and back in the space plane.
Listen to her.
Okay, so
18
now-
something. Sasha's there saying, this electricity thing will never happen. Never happen. There's only 3 people in town who have it.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I'm Scottish, and I know that this is going to sound
So it's going to
horribly
be amazing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, well, I'm not all the way Scottish. I'm mostly Lithuanian, but you know, there's the whole like Scottish people sit on their wallets, you know, according to the stereotype that they're not big spenders, and they.
What
now-
do you think about this?
I'm sorry, but yes. Okay, I'll finish the story.
I'm a Ferguson. I don't even have my wallet in my pocket. I don't even know where it is.
You shouldn't sit on your wallet anyway. It's very bad for your
Bad
back.
for your posture.
It's just a
Absolutely.
saying.
Is there more?
8 aerodromes have been shortlisted, and Scotland has 6 of the potential locations.
Wow.
The Scottish government said only independence would lead to a greater development of the country's space industry. For ministers and the space industry, the major interest in a UK spaceport is a facility to enable satellite launches, but hopefully it would become a center for new tourism initiatives from specialist operators such as Virgin Galactic and Xcore. Kind of awesome. However, I feel like in order to make this work, maybe they should have one on like every continent. And then launch it.
Just make a call. Hey,
Right?
can we put a spaceport in your continent?
And how awesome would that make it to fly to like Antarctica? Because you're on a space plane, you can just go for the weekend and anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it just
that.
hop on a plane.
Just like that.
And you would be able to. When you explained it to me earlier, I'm led to believe that there's like no gravity. Is that right? Like if you cry, your tears just ball up on your eyeballs the way they did.
I don't know if they get out that far. It would be less friction on the craft, but I don't know that you would have a sense of full weightlessness.
Okay.
Does that disappoint you?
A little.
Yeah. But then how would first class serve you your drinks?
That's what I was going to go
'Cause
with.
if you're
Because there would be a
spending
whole
$100,000 to
line.
fly.
There could be a whole new industry, a whole line of fun, cool space things, right?
Like frozen vodka.
It would be great. You can
just
like
isn't
out of those
working.
little like
Gonna have
packets,
to
you know,
add
those
water.
space pack things where
Yeah.
you just like slurp up your wine with the you know.
We are totally. This is somehow turned into a Futurama episode where the guy was having a glass of wine on a plane.
Exactly. And
Out
then you
of a
can every
Tetra
once
Pak?
in a while check your Android device and find out where your kids are.
Perfect. She's got it all planned out, folks. And there's going to be one on every continent.
There ought to be.
Okay.
Okay. Scientists have patented a new way to make ultra high res displays that can bend and are a thousandths of a millimeter thick. They use a minuscule layer of phase change material that flips between two chemical states when hit with a current. By sandwiching it between transparent electrodes, they made pixels just 300 nanometers across and produced images smaller than the width of a human hair. The design, published in Nature, could be useful in wearable technology, smart contact lenses, or foldable screens.
This all kind of flows together, doesn't it? It's going to be all part of the technology.
Yeah, there's a lot about this. Which two chemical states?
Okay, so I was looking at this as you were mentioning the story.
Right.
And I was thinking, that doesn't look high res to me. But each picture is on something the size of a hair.
But,
you can read the license plate.
Okay, now...
So imagine, that is the width of a piece of human hair, not even.
But why would you need something on something so small? Ever? Like, I...
Microfiche.
Oh.
The world's data stored on a piece of hair.
Wow.
Something the size of.
It is very cool.
That's crazy.
I like it. I like it a lot, but
These are not pictures. These are active displays. So they were actually able to display these images on something that tiny. So
right.
Because we're talking high definition, ultra high definition, be gone. Because that is ridiculous.
Like in the news story, they just say smart contact lenses as part of a sentence.
What about augmented reality?
Like, that's a huge big deal. If you had a contact lens, okay. What is augmented reality?
Augmented reality, like if I were to look at something, if I were to look at you and suddenly, Sasha Dermatis, and I can look down and I can click and I can find out your information, your phone number, all that stuff, because you're my buddy and I've got you on my contact list. And then I look over here and I see the camera and it shows me where it's available on B&H, and I can click to...
It's
kind of like Google Glass does with augmented reality, but as a contact lens.
I had the best idea.
Did you? What is it?
Let's take news story number 1.
Okay, Microsoft has been working on the device that's a headband.
Right, and news story number 4.
The augmented reality
right.
eyeballs.
Combine them together and make contact lenses for blind people.
But they don't have retinas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's
it's
that.
It's the only detail.
Darn.
Oh, we're going to have to go in through the visual cortex after all.
Yeah. Oh, that was a really good idea for a brief moment.
Brilliant.
Right? Because, okay. No, it wasn't brilliant.
It would have been. It could have
those
been.
blind people had retinas.
I don't know. They have retinas. I'm only kidding.
Okay.
They have them. It's just they don't function necessarily.
I might
explain
this in more detail after giving it more thought on my blog.
Perfect. Which we're going to make.
Yes.
But first, okay. Well, that's it for the news, right?
That's it for the news. That was 4.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but I should tell you, get the full stories at category5.tv/newsroom. The category5.tv newsroom is researched by R.W. Nash with contributions by Tennessee Frank and our community of viewers. If you have a news story that you think is worthy of on-air mention, email newsroom@category5.tv. For the Category5.tv newsroom, I'm Sasha Dermatis.
Thanks, Sasha. Tonight's show is brought to you in part by Beltone. Beltone First. You'll learn why Beltone is the choice of millions when it comes to fantastic hearing care. Check it out. Beltone First is a revolutionary made-for-iPhone hearing aid. Visit Beltone.com, or for a free trial, go to actually pick up the phone, give a call to 1-800-BELTONE now. This is Category 5 Technology TV. So nice to have you here. My name's Robbie.
I am Sasha.
Let's pull out that laptop. Take a look. I see some lovely, lovely stickers on there.
Oh, yeah. See? You
Looks
can
great.
see Category 5.
Styling.
Nice.
Branded merch.
Let's see.
So how's it been going?
It's been going great.
For those of you who weren't around, do you remember the episode number? I'm going to quickly check it out.
Oh, no, I don't remember.
Sasha's laptop had Windows 7.
Right.
And you decided...
to switch to Linux, because why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't she, folks?
All the cool people have Linux.
Thank you.
I hear.
So, switching to Linux, you've got Zorin OS on there.
Yes.
And how's it been going?
It's fabulous.
What's different about it from Windows? Because you've been using Windows 7 for some time.
Yes. Well, to be honest, I am not ultra, like, I'm not really a computer person. So it's not much different from Windows, in my opinion, except that it's easier on the menu to navigate.
Right.
But other than that, it does everything that my old operating system used to do. So it opens my email just fine. I can browse just fine. You know.
Have you had any trouble opening any of your files? Or?
No problems at all.
So the transition has been seamless and
completely seamless.
How nice is that?
I know.
There's this stigma around Linux where people think that, and maybe you think this if you're using Windows right now or possibly Mac, that there's a real learning curve or that it's a real geek structured operating system. Can you turn that around? Just show the viewers what this looks like.
I was expecting it would be harder. I was expecting worse, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. It's seamless. It's painless. Oh, there we go.
There. So it's got a start menu per se, a Zorin menu, which is just like you would expect from, say, Windows 7.
Exactly.
Very much similar.
So it's easy to navigate.
Good.
I mean, I haven't run into any problems where I would need to do all of those things that I picture that people that have Linux have to do, like reprogram things.
Yeah. Have you ever had to use a terminal? That's the question. Have you ever had to get into that black screen and figure out how to install something? Or?
No.
No, never? You've had this for a while.
All I do on this is check my email.
Check your email.
I have been in the chat room a couple of times.
Okay.
And I booked a campsite.
You booked a campsite, so you're using the web.
I go on the web.
You're doing basically what everyone
web things,
in the
but
world
I haven't,
does these days.
Right, but then I haven't had to do anything further than that. I don't know.
Is, when you think about it, that's what most people do these days. A lot of the services that you use are online. You're using, for example, I use Google Calendar. That's my calendar.
Right.
I do that through my browser.
That makes sense.
I use email, which you've got on there, no problem. You're using Thunderbird. Surfing the web, obviously. These are the things that we do these days. Chat, Skype to do video calls and phone calls and things. And that's all available on Linux. It's free.
Right.
It's virus free.
This is a big deal for me.
So
just in case.
So I guess we need to watch out for that mindset where when you go into a store, there is no Linux there, so it can't be good. It's great.
It is amazing.
It just doesn't make the stores any money. That's all.
I love it. I mean, I have ideas about what I want to do that I haven't started doing, so I haven't run into, Blogging. I'd like to blog. I'd like to do a spreadsheet at some point for, accounting. I know that I can. So I haven't stretched its legs fully yet, but I'm going to start blogging.
Great.
Heavily.
So should we tackle that and figure out how we're actually going to do this with a piece of software called WordPress?
Yes.
Okay.
WordPress.
SashaDearmatus.com.
Okay. So, before we start, I will tell you how to spell my name.
Is there a trick to it?
Yes.
Okay.
So, it's Sasha, S-A-S-H-A. Dearmatus is D-I-R. Me, it is. So, M-E-I-T-I-S.
It's good grammar.
Sasha Dearmatus. Sasha, D-I-R, me, it is. .com. There you go.
Thunder.
Huh.
Must be storming out.
Must be, another Tornado Tuesday.
Huh. Isn't that funny? Crazy kids! Crazy kids! Get back here and I'm going to put one of those LG watches on you so I can keep an eye on you and see what you're doing.
No need to see. You can hear.
They're running. Look at that. They're running.
Okay. So, WordPress.
WordPress is a blogging software. Are you familiar with blogging? You can get this out of the way now. We're done with that, but I'm pleased that Linux is working out for you.
It's working very well.
It can work very well for you. Sasha is a self-professed and not tech gal.
I'm working on it.
But
I'm like in the wading pool of tech.
And it works great.
Yes.
So
not in the deep end.
No problems with Wi-Fi.
None at all.
Work perfectly. And that, think about the question that came in last week where Zorin OS, the gentleman was having trouble with Wi-Fi. Well, it's kind of hardware to hardware, so Zorin OS might not be the answer. I went through 3 or 4 different distros to find the one that was right for you, for your hardware. that could be the case for you too if you run into any snags.
Actually, when I was looking through on that episode that you had, just the one previous to mine, there were many that I liked the look of. Many operating systems. We picked Zorin because it works best for me because I'm new to Linux. But there are others that I would also love equally.
And it does work well, though, anyways, right?
Yeah.
So, and it looks great. Zorin OS is an attractive OS. So.
Yeah, when I turn it on, the Z glows and pulses. I mean,
we were going for the glow and pulse Z.
It's a big deal for me.
Or Z.
It's not a Z.
Where you're from. Okay. I what I will do, because I wanted to give you the link to the episode where we upgraded Sasha's laptop, and I'll give you the link to the one before. It's either 337 or 347. So you can check those two, but what I'll do is I'll put the link in the show notes for episode number 357. That's tonight's episode.
Tonight, 350. Oh, I do all of the ones with 7s.
Isn't that weird? Huh. How did that happen?
I pick and choose. Like, oh, that episode doesn't end in a 7. Sorry, can't make it.
Sorry about that. Oh, look, it's another 7 episode. Sasha will be
guess
here.
I'll be there. So, WordPress.
What I've done to set up for tonight, as we're going to be setting up WordPress for Sasha, sashadermatis.com, I downloaded WordPress, and I've already set you up with a hosting account with a hosting provider. So we've gone with, if you go to cat5.tv/dreamhost, just like it sounds, DREAM host. And you're going to get a special deal there, and they give us a kickback as well. But let's get you a coupon. So I set you up with this hosting package, and with that, you have MySQL databasing, you've got email if you want it, you've got the hosting of your files. There has to be somewhere on the internet that your files reside, so that if somebody goes to sashadermatis.com, it actually takes them somewhere. It's basically a hard drive on the internet. Right?
Okay.
A computer that's serving up your website. So the coupon code that you want to use, you want to go to cat5.tv/dreamhost and use the coupon code cat5tv, all one word. $70 per year. You're going to get 1 year of carbon neutral Linux hosting, free domain name registration. That's where we got your sashadermatis.com.
Okay.
Unlimited storage space for your website. That's huge. A 50 gigabyte backup account, host an unlimited number of websites, unlimited bandwidth, and unlimited email accounts for $70. cat5.tv/dreamhost.
That's huge.
It's huge. So I've got that set up for you. I've put your files in there, but I want to show you, okay, well, how do we actually get WordPress? There are 2 different ways officially to get WordPress. And I'm going to show you the difference. There's WordPress.com, where it says create your own website for free. Well, it's not really free because it's going to be sashadermatis.wordpress.com. If you want to have sashadermatis.com, you got to pay them $99. Well, we're only paying $70, and we're getting all that stuff, so it's already cheaper to do it ourselves.
Okay.
So we're not going to go to WordPress.com because we don't want them to host it.
Right.
We're going to go to WordPress.org, the nonprofit organization, where you can get the software which powers WordPress.com and download it directly to your computer. So I've already uploaded that, and it looks something like this. So here's your hosting account on the server that we've set up, and switching into, and I just need to connect here, into the sashadermatis.com, there's how you spell it, directory on that server. Come on. Try again. There we go. Now it's connecting. There we go. Okay, so I've uploaded WordPress. See that? So there's all the files that are WordPress. So now I pretty much am done uploading WordPress, getting it the software up on a PHP server. I've just got to configure it. So I created a MySQL database. These are the technical things that you never have to do. I've done these things for you.
My brain is shutting down like a little
I've done
bit.
these things for you.
Okay.
You don't have to think about it. But for you, this is what you need. You need a hosting and you need a MySQL database. DreamHost also throws in MySQL databases, so you don't have to worry about it as far as cost goes. Okay? So we need to go to sashadermatis.com. And here we go. First time here, so it's going to say, hey, Okay, welcome to the famous 5-minute setup of WordPress. So, what do we want to call your site?
Ooh, Sasha's. Sasha? What would we call a site?
You want to go with a creative name, or you didn't think this one through, did you? Sasha Dermatis's blog.
Sasha's blog.
Sasha's blog. Alright, we can
Well,
always
what?
change
Is
this.
that weird? Is that
It
that
kind
weird?
of generic.
Sasha's not a very generic name.
No, but blog in the title of your
Sasha's
website.
Sasha's something.
I went with Bald Nerd. That's the name of my site.
I have hair.
So
Sassy.
Sasha's sassy
Something.
site.
Yeah, Sasha's sassy Sasha's.
We're going with
Speaking to you.
Sasha's blog. And you can always change it. Okay. Your username.
What about Sasha time?
Sasha time.
That's fun.
Come join me on my website. Have a little bit of Sasha time.
That's fun.
Okay.
This might get changed 100 times before I settle.
Yes, okay. Your username. So this is the one that you're going to use to log in.
Right.
This is important because you're the first person to log in, so it knows that you are the administrator. So do we do administrator? No.
No.
Do we do Sasha? No.
No.
Sounds right. But we wouldn't do that because
Why?
everybody in the world and every bot in the world is going to figure out how to log in as you because they can guess at your name really, really easily.
So
you
you
also need a really, really strong password. So we're going
Right.
to, as far as username and password, you can make your username as encryptable as your password itself, like as complicated. But you might do something, and we're going to change this, so none of this is permanent, Sasha. We're going to change it
Okay.
once everything's set up. But we could do something like, we might do Sasha D83, something like that, just
Right.
so it's, and I put a 4 instead of an A, for example, for Sasha. So it's pretty much difficult to guess.
That's smart.
Right.
4 looks a little bit like an A.
If you, it's called LEET. You learned something today. Congratulations. You can create with PasswordBox a new password. You can go to safepassword.com, WD, or you can just enter your password here. So I'm just going to put in something dumb. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Don't forget, very weak. Don't forget, I'm changing all this before anyone is able to hack your website. So
Perfect.
no
Okay.
problem. All right. You want to make sure that it says very strong, which if I add an exclamation mark, no, it's
still very weak.
So test 1 2 3 it is. Okay, your email address. Oh, are we allowed to reveal your personal email address to the world? I guess we're going to have to.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Sasha at category5.tv. Everybody blast her with
Perfect.
your fan mail. All right. Okay, do we want to allow search engines to index this site? To that we say,
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Definitely. Because we want this to be in the search engines for sure. So if we're ready to go, we're going to go, yep, all right, install WordPress. It's really, really a simple installation procedure. It's waiting. It's saving the configuration files. It's looking for everything. Okay, so there's my username. I'm going to forget how I wrote that. Could you imagine? Right, well, we're locked out of the system. We just
Forever.
started.
Sasha time has ended.
D83 test.
Test 1 2 3.
I'm actually writing this down just to be safe.
We
I'm
could
just
always
laying
check
that
back in the episode too.
Yes. We'll just, okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break because we stopped the episode and rewind it. Don't think that's happening. Okay, so we're good to go. Log in. Can it really be that simple to install WordPress? Oh, and PasswordBox. Thank you, PasswordBox. Automatically remembered my password and logged me in. I love that.
Yeah.
So now we've got that memorized.
PasswordBox happens to be my favorite thing.
Okay, first thing, it really is great. First thing I notice is that there are updates. As the system administrator for your blog, it's very, very, very important, imperative that you keep your website up to date. So when you see that there are updates, you need to go and you need to check them off and you need to update the plugins.
Okay.
One of the beautiful things about WordPress is that the update process is that simple. It's already done.
Oh. That
Breezy.
is fabulous.
So when you log into your WordPress blog, which you're going to do through yourwebsite.com, so sashadormatis.com/wp-login.php. It's always the same.
And always that.
And we will also change that
Okay.
because it's good security practice. But by default, when you first set it up, that's where you're going to go.
Okay.
All right. So WordPress is a website kind of hosting platform. It's called a content management system or a blogging piece of software. So it's a server-side program that's now running on PHP that gives you the ability to create a website and add things to that website without ever having to learn how to create a website or add things to a website. It makes things really, really simple, and it does it very, very well. And like I showed, the upgrade path is brilliant. So unlike Joomla, as new versions of WordPress come out, you can upgrade.
Right.
And it's very, very easy for, like, even you, honestly. It was as easy as that. I saw an update, and I clicked update, and it was done.
Perfect.
So,
That's what I need.
Good to go. All right, so looking at, this is basically, let's go to our dashboard. This is the first thing that we see when we first log in. That's, as simple as it is. What...
That seems a little bit easy.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's easy to find. Now, I'm the administrator. You'd want to set up a user that's not an administrator to just blog with, because you probably want it to be disconnected from your administrator account so that if somebody compromises the blogging account, it doesn't give them admin access, for example. So there are different things to consider from a systems administrator standpoint.
Right.
Do you know what it is to blog? Or
To
have
talk?
you given much thought to blog?
Well,
Yeah, to
okay.
talk,
So
yeah.
here's the thing. I hadn't really considered blogging before I had a domain name, but then I had a registered domain name and thought to myself, Robbie suggested, and then I thought to myself, why not start a blog?
It's a good idea, Robbie.
Now, I am a chatty girl. I work in the service industry. I talk a lot. Seems to be like it will be seamless. Like, why would I have any anxiety at all about blogging? However, I couldn't sleep last night.
Really?
Like, the idea...
Because you've got so many great ideas that you
Well,
want to
the
blog about.
idea, like, what will my first blog say?
Sure.
Like, do I have to, like, I guess I'm going to have to search people's blogs and then check to see what their first blog entry is, because
Hello,
do you
world.
introduce yourself like you're just new to the planet?
You can.
Do you start with
Absolutely.
a theme, or do you bounce around in different themes?
Well, and
you
here's
know?
the thing. It's a personal blog.
Right.
It's about Sasha Dormatis and Sasha Dormatis' life.
So it's like a journal.
It's a bit of I would say it's a bit of a journal, a bit of a deep thoughts kind of mechanism for you to
I'm
be able
known
to
for my
voice
deep
your
thoughts.
Interesting. And then there's everything in between. Really, what in order to be a good, effective blogger, you need to have the occasional interjection of really good content with a nice interspersement of personal content.
Right.
So it might be observations of something that you noticed, and here's how I apply it to my life. It might be related to fitness, or some of the
Right.
fun things that you do with the dragon boat racing and
Or the
things like that.
cycling, or
Cycling,
the
anything.
rollerblading or something.
And you may even post videos. You
I
mentioned
don't
you've
know
got a GoPro.
how to post videos, but I do
we'll
have a
get there.
GoPro. Yes.
We'll get there. Get a YouTube account, and then you'll get there.
I am very anxious about this whole idea, but I'm going to do it, and it's going to be hilarious, no doubt.
I think the easiest thing to think of a blog as when you're first starting, because you don't want it to be overwhelming. Just think of it as an online journal, a publicly accessible journal. So I know that the things that I'm going to write here are going to be
Read by many.
accessible and read by all my fans. And so, you keep to that, and then you just be consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about having enough consistent content
Update.
being updated onto the blog, so that people who want to follow your blog when they go there, they're not disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh, I was here 3 weeks ago, and there's nothing.
There's
new
nothing
since
new.
then.
See, I'm a ritual girl, and until something's in my daily ritual, it tends to get not a lot of focus.
Sure.
So blogging will have to become a ritualized thing, but that's perfect for me because I need something while I drink my coffee.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know how long it takes to blog. Doesn't take me that
It can
long.
be 5 minutes. It can be an hour.
It's good.
It
I
can
drink
be
3 cups
5
every
hours.
morning, so
There you go. And then the other thought is that if you don't have something that you can write in the amount of time that you have, you can start writing it, and then you can save it as a draft and come back to it the next day. and
Oh,
keep
that's
working on
ideal.
it until you post it and publish it.
Right.
So those are just some thoughts about what it is to become a blogger, or to get your feet wet with it, anyways. And I look forward to reading your blog. So we've got WordPress set up. Let's post our very, very first blog entry. So
Okay.
it is now. See, there is a button here that actually says "Write
Write
your
your-
first blog post." They've already thought this through.
Does
but I
it
wanna-
hold your hand, I wonder? Because
It
that's
really
what
does.
Yeah.
It really
Okay.
does. Okay.
See?
But we're gonna do this differently, because I want you to actually see. I'm gonna go posts and then all posts, and I'll see that my blog actually has one called Hello World already there. And if I click on it, I'll be editing it, and it just says Hello World. That's just one that came with the installation. Welcome to your new WordPress website. Okay, so I can trash that. So for me to actually create my first blog entry, here I am in posts, all posts. I could click on add new, but I want to show you that I can click add new up here. And when I click on that, it takes me to an online editor. There's no software required. So I may say, here is my first blog post. And then I start typing here.
Hello, world.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So then we decide, okay, is this a standard blog post? Usually that's going to be the case. Is this an aside? Like just a really quick thought.
Okay. Like a Twitter sort of thought.
Kinda
Not
something
that I
like
have
that.
Twitter,
Yeah, something
but
really
like
quick.
if I did.
I do tend to leave most of them as standard, because unless it's an image or a video, I kind of like the layouts of standard best. But
Can you put images into a standard?
yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you that.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry.
Jumping ahead.
No. But I want to get you there.
Okay.
So categorization is important with your blog, because you need to be able to sort. When you have 5,000 entries eventually, you want people to be able to find it. So if this blog is about, food, right? I might add one called food, and now there's a category called food. There might be a subcategory if it's going to be about, I don't know, what's a food that you like? Pasta?
I love pasta.
Okay, so let's call it pasta. And I could put caps on there, but I'm going to make that a subcategory of food. So now I have food and pasta as two categories. One is a subcategory of the other. So now if anyone is looking in my blog and they click on food, they will get all of the ones that are in that category.
Right.
But if they then further narrow it down to pasta, it will actually show them only the ones that are related to pasta. So that applies to, say, recipes or something like that. But you can imagine how that can that whole categorization can really
How
help
it
you.
works, how it,
Excuse me.
Sort of fans out.
Just
like,
to quickly understand how the system itself works.
right.
Tags are a little bit different. Tags you separate by commas. This is a list of words or key phrases that people might search for example. So
like hashtagging.
kind of like that, but you're
I
not
know
going to put an
nothing
actual
really.
hashtag.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
In this case, we're doing pasta, so we might say spaghetti, noodles, pasta, Italian. Right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
these are keywords that we might use on this, and then we add them, and they get added there.
Right.
Okay. Featured image is important because in different search engines, if somebody posts your entry to Facebook or something like that, the featured image is that big image that people are going to see.
Right.
So what can you use as a featured image? You get over to Google, for example, if you don't already have a picture, you can take a picture of your pasta. It's a bad example to be using food because too many people do that.
There are a lot of pictures on Google of me if you search me.
Yeah? Sasha, dear Matus.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
There I am.
So let's just say one of these is going to be the featured image. Can I use that one?
Yeah.
Okay, there you are in the studio, so that works. So I'm going to save that to my computer. And now, as my featured image, I go set featured image, and it's already set to upload, but it will probably be set to media library once you've got some files. Upload and select file, and simply grab that file and open. So now that is on my server, and I can deselect it or select it.
Okay.
I can give it a more sane title than that. So I'm going to call this Sasha, or whatever. You can give it whatever you like, and give it more information if you'd like, if there's a caption or anything like that. In this case, I'll just save it like that. And now that picture is associated with this particular article. So it gets posted online, and it will show up there. Similarly, let's say we're over on youtube.com/Linux Tech Show. Okay? So on YouTube, we might find a video that we really want to post to our blog. And Sasha, this is important, I think also because being a co-host on the show, you might have a great clip. Maybe you were on the show and, here's a really great thing that we did tonight, and you want to show that on your blog. Let's think about Theobroma Fine Chocolates, the time that they were here.
Oh, that was amazing.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So what you do is you find that video on YouTube, just to use YouTube as the example because that's where some of our content is. Okay? And here it is. Now that's just playing a quick ad here, and I can skip over that if I want. But this involved you, so it's kind of cool. And you're in the video enjoying some Theobroma Fine Chocolates. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I can actually do is I can grab this URL from the address bar, and I can put in my blog here, check this out, and paste in the link. And that's it.
Okay.
And it's done. The video is now embedded in my post. I don't have to get the embed code. I don't have to do anything fancy. It's already there.
Does it look like the screen of the video that you just press and click on, or do you?
I'm going to show you what this actually looks like.
Okay.
Now,
right now it doesn't look very pretty.
No. Because
Okay.
you're looking at kind of this as the administrator end.
Okay.
But you can beautify your text and stuff. It is a what you see is what you get editor, kind of like Microsoft Word in that way.
Okay.
So you can do things like the italics and bullet lists and colors and all that kind of stuff. You've got a kitchen sink here if you want more stuff. But that's really essentially what you see when it comes to YouTube.
Okay.
So I can then, and I'm just doing this real quick so that you can see, now I click add media again, and remember I've already uploaded that photo, but now I want to add that to my blog entry itself, and you'll see that I've now pasted it in to the text of the blog.
Okay.
So now I can change the size of that, the scale of that nice and easily, and it works really, really well. So when I'm done, I can hit publish. If I don't want it to publish right away, I can click edit here under publish immediately and change the date and time that it will automatically publish itself.
Okay.
So say you're going to go away for a weekend and you don't want people to see your post until Monday, you can write it now and post it later automatically.
Right.
You can save the draft if you're not quite done yet and you want to proofread it tomorrow. You can save that and come back to it. But in this case, we're going to click publish, and now it's going to go. Up at the top it says post published. What do you want to do? View the post. Let's see what it actually looks like on sashadermatis.com. So there it is.
Oh, this is fabulous.
Here's my first blog post. Check this out. There's the video, which we can now push play and view that directly within your blog, so we don't actually have to direct traffic away from your blog. They're in your blog. You're not linking out. You're including everything right there on your page. So it's really that simple to get started, and this is a very, very brief. I love how this template theme has put your featured image up at the top and made it huge. It just looks amazing.
Yeah.
And this is just the default theme that came with WordPress.
This is very smart.
Yeah, so that's a little kind of a quick rundown of WordPress.
Wow.
Are you going to be able to blog in it?
I am going to blog in it, yes.
I'm going to get you all the credentials that you need. I'm going to pass
Okay.
it along to you after the show tonight. And that is, I can't believe that that's all the time that we have tonight. That just flew right by. But hope that you had fun. Did you kind of
blast.
feel like you've got your head around that? It's
Yes.
a lot to take in, I know.
Without a doubt, on the next episode I'm on, I will have blogged at least 3 times. 3 times.
Can you do 4 times?
3 or 4 times.
4? Okay.
4 times.
Perfect.
There we go.
Sounds great.
Good.
We're looking
good
forward
luck
to
to
reading
me.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And finding out, you're going to find a niche, and I
then
think
run
if you
with
just have fun with it. So, sashadermatis.com, check it out. Of course, the software that we use tonight is WordPress from wordpress.org. The hosting provider that we're using is from cat5.tv/dreamhost. Use the coupon code CAT5TV to get an incredible deal, $70 for everything, and that includes your domain name.
Incredible.
Check it out, folks. Thanks for being here, Sasha.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you have a fantastic week.
Yes.
Can't wait to see you again next Tuesday. I'm going to be working away at Studio D over the next little while. Don't forget to check out the videos there, cat5.tv/studio. Very excited.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Have a great night.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Category 5 TV broadcasts live from Barrie, Ontario, Canada every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on demand or through cable TV, check out the local show times in your area at category5.tv and find out when you can watch live and interact in the community chat room. Category 5 is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.